lending rate, but I can explain that later. The last bullet there, I think, is the one that I wanted to refer back to. We are investment grade currently by, I think, Standard & Poor is BB, but it was up from what it used to be because, and I have to say this, admit this, that we had some not such good years, a period of, we call it state capture, where we had a lot of corruption in our country, and we're still trying to get rid of that. And when things did not go so well, and we went onto the grey list, financial grey list, which fortunately we've worked very hard on some of these things to get off that list. Now we're off that list. Our investment ratings are increasing. We've got budget surpluses twice. I think tonight may be another, because our budget speech will be tonight. We've got, given the current global environment, our precious metals have shown a revenue that jumped up to 14% increases year on year. So we have a lot of positives that I can share with you, including our electricity was a big problem. Like, I think I can't tell any Pakistani about load shedding. We had that severely, and I think we went into solar and alternative energy so quickly that now I think we have the 280th day without any load shedding. So nearly a year now, no load shedding. So we've gone beyond the problems. We're not in the problem phase anymore. We are on the up, and that is very good signs. Also, I think there was another issue related to that, but I'll refer to that again with some of the other slides. Let me not share too much details. That is just to give you a bit of an overview of the provinces in the country. Those two white dots there, if you're not familiar with the geography, those are two other sovereign countries. The one is Lesotho, surrounded by South Africa, a very mountainous kingdom, but they remain sovereign on their own. And the other is Swaziland, that borders Mozambique, but those are our neighbors. And they, together with Botswana, Namibia, formed a customs union long time ago. It's the oldest custom union in the world. You remember the times of Benelux, Belgium, Netherlands, Luxembourg, they formed a customs union. We were there before them. We formed a customs union where we share the tariffs amongst ourselves. So anything that you trade with us is actually shared by the region, because we've got to believe that what is good for us must be good for the neighborhood. We don't want poor neighbors, because then they will all come to us. They must be able to help themselves as well. So, and then we also form part, we'll get back to that slide, the countries further north forms part of another economic bloc, SADC, South African Development Community, and then that bloc forms part of other African blocs. I'll get back to this point. But these economic blocs, we plan to integrate them, and they have concluded now what is called an African Continental Free Trade Area. So the entire continent will be a tariff-free area that once you are in, you can export to the whole continent. You've got access to the whole continent. And South Africa is very well placed with given its infrastructure and so forth, to support that. I think many of the things that you've referred to are also, Mr. President. But those are the provinces, and like I already said, on the southern part of that is all sea. To the north is land. I'm going to go a bit quicker through these, just an overview of some of our key sectors, like finances, business services, mining, minerals processing, manufacturing, agriculture, agribusiness, tourism, retail, telecommunication. Then top export sectors, exports, but maybe some of them are related to you as well. You can have a look there. I won't repeat all of them. Top import sectors. That speaks for itself. I think this slide is important simply just to highlight also once again some of the things that you've highlighted, Mr. President, is the fact that the trade of Pakistan with the continent of Africa, approximately a quarter of your trade with the entire continent is with South Africa. So that is significant to highlight. And also our exports to the entire Asia. I think South Africa's exports to Pakistan forms approximately 10% of our exports to the entire Asia. But as you also pointed out, much more needs to be done to increase this trade volumes, because they can increase. And in fact, if you go lower then, our based on last year's figures, our total volume of trade was $647 million US. In South African rands, approximately 2 billion. In our favor, fortunately at this stage from our perspective, with about 333 million in our favor. But I think what I want to highlight there is, and on that slide, the top trading commodities are listed there. The first column, South Africa's exports to Pakistan and Pakistan's exports to South Africa. The areas that they are in are listed there in the two columns. But what I wanted to highlight is the fact that, yes, much more can be done. And what we are seeing, maybe we'll see that on the next slide. I'm not sure if I have that included, that slide. But from historic times, we started our relations in 1994, shortly after Mandela's, when he became the first president, we concluded diplomatic relations. From then, it was low, and it increased substantially up to more or less the time of COVID. I think it's around 2021, the COVID period, where it stood at 1.2 billion US dollars, the bilateral trade. And then, unfortunately, due to COVID, it collapsed. Yes, I think I have them here, yeah. They not collapsed, but they dropped substantially as a result of COVID, which is a lesson or a whatever for all of us, something negative, but it has then since increased again. And where it stood at, I think it was 1.3 billion, it started to go down to 876, and then it dropped in 2023. 3 years ago, it dropped to 424, which was really the lowest point. But the good news is that it's picking up after last year. Now we are standing at 500, or we stood at 534, and now we stand at 647 again. So we're nearing this 700 again, where we turned at about 400. So it really went down. So I think the sky is still the limit in terms of what we can achieve jointly. And I think that is the challenge to all of us. In the last row there, some of the biggest challenges probably, but I think Pakistan has a similar challenge, that we have so many commodities, and we are blessed with commodities, gold, diamond, so many platinum group of metals. We are blessed with that, but we don't refine it in our country far enough to sell a proper manufactured product. And so we export all of those committed commodities to other countries that turn it into, that add value, and we buy it back in the form of phones and whatever, like I think you have, but I think you have made great strides in that regard as well. So that's probably something we both suffer from. And of course, maybe from your side, the trade balance that is favoring us at this stage more. So those are things we can address bilaterally and that we can look at. That if you want to look at the specific products, those are the top, 10, 12, 15, I'm not too sure how many, the top products that you can have a look at there. And we leave the slide here if you wish to consult that later. No problem at all. Those are the imports from Pakistan, what we buy from you. You can have a look there, like you highlighted. It is probably too much still in the same sectors, textiles, etc., which we must also look at in terms of diversifying our trade baskets. I think there are many more things to be looking at, and sometimes I think we've spoken about that you can export from, let's say, from our side a whole ship full of coal here, which is a lot of volume, but you can export a few smaller, high value manufactured products, and in terms of actual value, they would be could be higher value than a whole ship full of coal. So we need to address those issues. Further sectors, export sectors with potential. I think I shouldn't go through all the details. We spoke before here upstairs. We spoke about the complementarity of maybe our seasons. When you have mangoes, we don't, and the other way around. When we have mango, we also have wonderful mangoes. I must tell you, beautiful mangoes.
I think
in
that
our
is
summer.
White Chonsa.
No, no.
That's Pakistan.
In South Africa?
No, he's talking about upstairs.
Oh.
Oh, but it's vice versa. Yeah, we have citrus when you don't, and while you have now, we don't. So we can export these things in our off seasons to each other, and there are many similar things. But we can look at those, the sectors where we think that there's potential for further expansion. Then, just to give you a bit of the our institutional environment in terms of agreements that we have that can help you if you want to make a decision about whether you want to have a presence in that part of the world, investment presence. We have concluded, I've already referred to the first agreement, SACU, one of the oldest, the customs union, but also SADC, I've referred to that as well, and I've referred to the last one, that continental free trade area, into the entire continent. And you've referred to the Look East, or Look Africa rather, not Look East. Yes, but where you are placing Africa